Are you ready? Yes. Buckle up. We got a lot to talk about today. What if I make you a bet? I'm going to tell you something you've never heard before. You guys have heard a lot, right? You guys have heard a lot. So would you say, what are the odds? What are the probabilities? What are the possibilities that that's going to happen or not? Would you take that bet, right? You'd want to look at the odds. You'd want to know, you aren't just going to take a bet, put that money on the line unless you're pretty sure something's going to happen, right? That you're going to win. You want the odds to be more than 50% in your favor. This is life. But, everybody, we have this lottery here in California. And how many people buy lottery tickets? A lot of people buy lottery tickets. And what are the odds of that lottery? I mean, it's like 1 in 600 million or something that somebody's going to win. I mean, it's like the odds are so much more infinitesimal than all the people who can actually buy lottery tickets. And yet people buy the lottery tickets. Why? Because it's still possible. It's still possible that you can win. So why not take a chance, right? Why not take a chance? But then if someone said it's more probable that you'll win, like, let's say 10 people are buying tickets only, and one person for sure is going to win. Oh, now you're like, okay, yeah, I like that. Now I'm probably going to buy a ticket for that because now it's more probable. But then what if I said it's inevitable? If you buy a ticket, you're going to win. You'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm in. I'm buying a ticket for sure, right? So in life, we have these situations that approach us all the time. And we have to think, are we going to take a risk? Are we going to go for it? Risking what? Risking getting our heart broken, risking losing money, risking wasting our time. What are we risking? We have to think about it because the more the odds go up, the more we think, is this where we want to, or the more the odds go down, is this where we want to put our efforts? And so, like, if Bill told me today, you know what, Lisa, I decided I want to be an astronaut. I'd be like, okay, well, Bill, I could say go for it, but I know, even though I'm not astronaut, I know it takes years of training and there's a lot of stuff you have to go through and, a lot of young guys coming up that have that same goal, and how many people actually get to be astronauts, is this something you really, really, really want to do? And if he goes, yeah, I really, really want to do it. Okay, the reason why he probably wants to do it is it's a past life memory. And he remembers being an astronaut, and that was like a great thing for him. So he's remembering it. So I could say, you know what, Bill, you've probably already been an astronaut. And he'd go, oh, yeah. How could you fulfill that goal in another way? How about, you've been a teacher, you know how to teach. How about teach someone what it takes to become an astronaut? Or how about tutor someone who wants to be an astronaut? Or how about, take some students to the planetarium, right? So they have that experience of what it's like, right? There's other ways that can express in your life. And sometimes God or the universe or the divine, the creator, whatever you want to call this universal energy that helps to support our desires, works in our favor in that way. So say somebody says, I want to be a Dodger on the Dodgers baseball team. Well, say he's not a very good baseball player, but he likes watching baseball. There are ways he can fulfill that desire. He can go save up his money, and go to Dodger baseball camp where they let the guys run around and pretend they're Dodgers, right? He could get Dodger season tickets. He could dress up at Halloween as a Dodger and wear the jersey and everything. He could go cheer at the game. There's lots of ways you can express that and get a lot of the same benefits in your life. So I've seen this happen in my life. Like I used to say, I just want one of my songs on the radio. I just want to hear one of my songs on the radio. And of course, I was thinking, I meant like top 40 hit radio across the world, right? But no, I did get to hear one of my songs on the radio. Local radio, when we used to have K-Hay was it was called KNJO. Remember KNJO radio? I don't know if we even have KNJO radio anymore. Local radio station. One of the Saturday guys had a 1-hour show like for families. And I sent him my, at that time, cassette tape, right, of my family songs and said, will you play this on the radio? It played on the radio. So my wish was fulfilled. My desire was fulfilled. Not in the way I had dreamed, but God's like, you want to hear your song on the radio? Here you go. You can have your song on the radio. It's not that hard. You can do it. You can do it. So there's ways that you can make it more probable. And then there are some things in life that you are destined to do. Some things in life that are inevitable. That no matter how hard you try, you can't not do it. You just have to. And that one thing is the same for all of us. And that's understanding who we are. It's inevitable. And once you know that, wouldn't you try? Wouldn't you buy that lottery ticket and say, I want to know who I am? Because that's the first ticket. That's the first step. If you don't buy the ticket, you're not going to win the lottery, right? If you don't want to hear your song on the radio, you're not going to hear your song on the radio. If you don't care who you are, you don't want to know who you are, you're not going to find out who you are. If you're like perfectly content to just go out in the world and go to the movies and get married and have kids and, work, have a job, come home, watch TV, go to the park, take 2 weeks vacation, then that's what it's going to be. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's a fine life. But when you understand that, when you know who you are, then you have everything. That's what Krishna says to Arjuna so many times, over and over and over again. All you have to do is know who you are, and then you have everything. So our goal in life should be to know who we are, to be the best self that we can be. And like Pam was saying, that the Buddhist nun was saying, to do this for unselfish reasons. Not because, if I know who I am, I can have everything, which means I'll have the job, I'll have the relationship, I'll have this, I'll have that. No. You have something far greater than any of that stuff. But you won't experience it, you won't know it until you get there. You have the ticket, you put your money on the line, you put your time, your effort on the line to buy the ticket. And then when you win, when you know who you are, then you get the prize. You got to go through all the steps. We can look at, in the material world, how do we know who we are? For everybody, that's different. For everybody, that's different. But the basics are the same. The basics are, what do you love to do? What are you good at doing? And how can you use this to help other people? It's as simple as that. What do you love to do? What are you good at doing? And how can you use this to help people? So it's that same for everybody, but the mechanics, the details are the different for each one of us. But God points the way. So I heard this analogy the other day, and this is going to be the something I bet you've never heard before. I bet this is going to be the something. You may have heard all this stuff. I've told you guys this stuff before, right? Nothing new. This is the thing I think I'm going to bet that you've never heard before. Bill's got a song, Dragonfly. I'm going to tell you the origin of the dragonfly. Did you know that dragonflies are born as eggs underwater? Okay, some people knew that part. Okay. When their eggs born under the water, they molt. And they become like this little bug type of a creature, right? And they spend their time under the water, swimming around, eating little bugs or whatever, even little fish at this point, because they get bigger. Between 1 year and 1 year and 5 years, they spend their entire life underwater. They're just, yeah. So some of you didn't know that part, right? 1 to 5 years underwater. And this is their whole life. This is all they know. All they know are these other they're called nymphs at this point when they're swimming underwater. There's like the egg and then the nymph and then the dragonfly. So at some point, though, these little nymphs, when they're swimming under the water, between 1 year and 5 years, and everybody's different, right? Just like us here on Earth, everybody's different. Every one of these little nymphs is different. And at some point, they feel there's got to be more to life than just swimming around this pond. What is it? Why do I feel this urge to go higher, to do something more, to see what's out there? And all of them, 100% of them, this is how they get to be dragonflies. They find like a lily pad stem under the water, and they start climbing up. Now, nobody taught them how to do this, okay? When they get born as eggs, the egg just drops into the water. They don't have a mom and a dad or a teacher saying, when you get to a certain age, you need to go to college. When you get to a certain age, you need to find a lily pad. No, they don't know any of this stuff. They just have this urge, and they follow their heart. And these little nymphs crawl up the stem of the lily pad till they get to the top of the lily pad, and they see the sky, and they see the sun. It's a whole new world. Somebody said this sounds like Ariel, the mermaid, right? Getting her legs. Maybe they got the story from, this Lion King thing. So they're sitting on the top of the lily pad in the sun, looking at the sky, going, wow. And what happens? They molt one last time. The shell of the little beetle-like creature goes away, and the wings come. And they fly. It's like a miracle. How did they know to do this? They followed their heart. God guided them. And they fly. And they're these beautiful creatures. If you've ever seen a dragonfly, it's like iridescent wings. They're like, oh my gosh, it's spectacular. It's spectacular. And when you fly, what does it feel like? You're free. This whole thing is like an analogy for enlightenment, taking the steps for enlightenment. we get dropped as this little egg into the ocean. We don't know where we came from, but we know we're here. And so we grow by molting and swimming around. But at some point, we're like, is this all there is? I mean, is this what? Okay. Gosh, maybe I should go to church. Maybe I should go to temple. I'm having this crisis of consciousness. Like, I'm searching for something. I'm searching for something that's going to fill me up, that's going to make me feel whole, that's going to give me that connection to something more. And then what happens? Then we find a community and we study and we start to awaken. And it feels good because it's inevitable, because this is who we are, because this is what we are meant to do. So then as that dragonfly is flying around, it has about 2 to 3 months. That's it. Compared to 1 to 5 years in the water, it's not very much, right? During this time, they're totally free. Their focus is on eating, mating, and laying eggs. Like teenagers, okay. And the eggs they lay drop into the water, and the whole cycle goes again and again and again and again, right? This is life. And does the dragonfly even care that it's only 2 or 3 months? Is there any awareness of time or space? No, because when you're enlightened, you understand that there's no time, there's no space, there's just freedom. So if they can fly with these beautiful wings when they were stuck in the muddy pond, why can't they fly without wings? Why can't they be free without wings? What do they even need wings for? This is who they are. So I just thought that was such a beautiful analogy. And we can learn from nature, from God's glory. These lessons are all around us. You know, flowers are beautiful. Are they trying to be beautiful? Are they saying, oh no, don't take a picture of me, put a filter on it, do you have your flash on? No, they just let you take pictures of them because they know they're beautiful. Flowers bloom, and they're proud of it, and they're great. And if you leave them there, they're happy. And if you clip them and put them in your house, they're happy. They're doing what they're meant to do. And it can be, our life can be as simple as that. Just follow God's path that God gave us. I just wanted to give you, I made this way too long, so I'm going to skip a bunch of stuff and save it for next time. But I want to tell you about, have you guys ever heard of a woman named June Squibb? Okay, June Squibb is an actress. She is 94 years old. Not many people have heard her name, but she's been a working actress all her life. So she started out, she actually started out in, I think she was in Wisconsin or something. I don't think I wrote down. She was in the Midwest somewhere. She was just a stenographer, but she did some community theater and stuff, and she's like, I want to go to Broadway. She goes to Broadway. She gets some bit parts, the whole bit. You know, she struggles, da-da-da-da-da. And then she gets a part at a movie part when she's 61. She spends her whole life working as a theater actress, paycheck to paycheck, whatever, enjoying it because this is what she loves to do. It makes people happy. She gets a part in 1990. She's age 61, and that started her on her film career. Then when she was 84, she was nominated for Best Supporting Actress. It was 2013 for a movie called Nebraska. Age 84. Didn't win, but she was nominated. Last year, At age 93, she starred in a movie called Thelma, which if you haven't seen it, go see it. It's streaming online, Thelma. She's the star of the whole movie. No more supporting actress. Now she's the star, and she is fabulous. And everybody's like, who is this woman? Where did she come from? She's been doing this her whole life, right? Now, she's 94 years old, and she's starring in a movie that's coming out called Eleanor the Great. And it's directed by Scarlett Johansson, and everybody is really looking forward to it because she's like this June Squibb, June Squibb, June Squibb. Everybody's telling her name. So God doesn't have we can't impose a timeline on ourselves. We grow and take opportunities as they come. Buy the ticket, because if you don't buy the ticket, you're not going to win. Take those chances, whether it's just possible, probable, or inevitable. And maybe you'll end up being the star, getting all your dreams come true. So here's a 3-part prayer. We're gonna look at what is our destination, right? If we're going somewhere, we need a map. And once we have a map, what do we have to do? We have to take action. So here's a 3-part prayer. Very simple. And you can personalize this, address it to whomever, God, the universe, the divine, the creator, Krishna, Buddha, Jesus, whoever, doesn't matter. Because we're not in this alone. We're not in this alone. We are guided. The first part. Show me where I need to go. Just ask the question, show me where I need to go. I made all of this rhyme, so it's going to be really easy. Number 2, tell me what I need to know. And the third part is, give me the seeds I need to sow. Because that's our action. So step 1 is our destination. Show me where I need to go. Where am I needed? Where can I help the most? Where can I serve? How can I serve? Number 2, tell me what I need to know. What do I need to know to accomplish this? What do I need to know that I don't know now? How do I know how to get there? What's my map? And number 3 is our action. Give me the seeds I need to sow. You got the seeds? We're going to sow them. And then the flowers bloom, the beautiful flowers. Okay. There's one more thing I wanted to tell you, because is there anybody that didn't learn something in this? Everybody learned something. Here's my thing. This is for the kids, because sometimes kids know a lot more than we do. When those little dragonflies are nymphs swimming around, they don't have fins or anything. So do you know how they move? How do they propel themselves? Very scientific. They take in water, and then they squirt it out their butt. It's kind of like a propelled by farting or something, you know. So there's something I'll bet you never knew. All right, and so it is. Om Tat Sat. Amen.